Hello Fantasy Faithfuls, and welcome to the second CSD Head-to-Head video of the year. Today we're looking at Julio Jones versus Michael Thomas. Both Jones and Thomas of course rank as the #1 wide receiver on their respective teams. Jones is currently drafted as the second wide receiver overall, while Thomas is the 6th. Starting off, we're breaking down the receiving of Julio Jones. His receiving patterns show a receiver that has a very diverse skill set. He has seen a good amount of targets in almost all zones, with no zone over 30%. The only clear favorite zone is the deep left, where he almost has twice as many targets as the other two deep zones. His deep left catch rate is somewhat of a concern, since 14% of all his targets are in that zone. That is something that will cost him a lot of yards over the full season. His catch rates in the shorter zones, however, are amazing, well above the league average in all three. His touchdown rate over the last 3 years has been 3.5%. The yards per reception are not what I would have thought when looking at the deep zones, where he's below league average to left and middle. However, his yards per reception in the shorter zones are well above league average, so I'm not worried about his production at all.
1/4-6 for Tampa Bay, and going deep and making the catch is Jones. Did he get in? Yes, touchdown, his second of the game.
Thomas has a clear trend of getting targets to the left side of the field and a huge lack of targets over the middle. Furthermore, he sees way more targets in the shorter zones than Jones. This means that there are less chances for him to get chunk plays in the air. Thomas's catch rate in the deeper zones are amazing, 10% better than the league average in the deep left, while the middle and right almost double the league average. His short zone catch rate is no worse, 8% over league average in all three zones. His TD rate since entering the league has been 5.1%, which is incredible. His yards per reception in the deeper zones are a little lackluster. This is not that big of a deal since he catches everything thrown to him there. If he could land some more targets and yards after the catch, he would be a deep threat monster.
Breeze for a 4th touchdown pass today. And Michael Thomas has it. The Saints score.
What a catch. What a catch.
Comparing their usability from 2017, we see that Thomas beat Jones in wide receiver 1 weeks with 4 against 3. He also had more wide receiver 2 weeks, giving him a lot more value with 9 top 24 finishes compared to Jones's 6. Jones had more wide receiver 3 weeks, but so did Josh Doctson, so that does not provide too much value for this analysis. Now let's look at how they perform in different situations. Jones was way more likely to have a good fantasy game while playing at home last year, while Thomas, like the rest of the Saints, was more dangerous on the road. Jones performed better against NFC teams, which is perfect for an NFC receiver. Thomas is stronger against the AFC, which is not ideal. Both of them take a bit of a backseat when they play against teams with an above 500 record, not something that you want in a receiver with a division-winning schedule. Jones' best situation is playing at home versus a below 500 record NFC team, while Thomas' best situation is playing on the road versus a below 500 record AFC team. Comparing their numbers from the last 3 years, we see that Jones has had the highest average fantasy points per game. He also had the highest one-game ceiling with 21 against Thomas's 16.3. Thomas takes the last round with a one-game floor of 5.1 against Jones's 4.5. My pick after comparing their receiving, usability, situational play, and numbers is Michael Thomas. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more weekly content. And as always, the spreadsheets are dark and full of terror.